What's up, boys? All Madden podcast. We're back. We're live. We're on Facebook. We're on Twitter. We're on TikTok. Those are actually three that
Pornhub.
we're not on.
We're on every social media platform that Elon Musk owns. What's going on, boys? Welcome to another Wild Wednesday. How's everybody's night going?
It's Wednesday.
I think.
Yeah, it is. Hump day. Mine's going pretty good. Just booked some tickets for Christmas.
So low
Um,
energy. It's
it
having a
is,
terrible
man.
Wednesday. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm a little tired, but we're good. We're good. Let's go. All right, what you
Yeah,
got for us
because we
today,
got
bro?
we got a lot to talk about. It's the midseason pod. What we did was we don't. Last year we did last Madden. I feel like we had structured every pod. We do the QB rankings, we do wins of the week, and then we just do other shit. We kind of haven't gotten into like a rhythm like that, so we kind of just have like a random. We're just coming up with random episode ideas here. So today we've got some questions. We got some mid-season questions. I've got some questions for the boys, and then Levan also wrote some questions for me and Brina as well. And
I'm
I'm
just here
pumped to
for
get into
comedic
these.
value, baby.
And also, we're also live reacting to
Another
new
pick
guy
six.
David just threw a pick six. Yeah, he's throwing pick sixes on back-to-back drives here. Dallon's up.
If
He's going to
if
be
I
up
may
14
add,
nothing.
Yeah, no
David,
offensive
handsome
touchdowns so
king.
far.
David, very much a handsome king. I feel like we're exclusively getting our players from like a grinder pool because we just keep getting hot dude after hot dude.
This might be a shocker because I'm usually like always in the chat active, but as we were watching this game, I still thought this was Dallin versus Edan. Will kind of have to break that news to me, and I was like, oh, we got a new guy. So I had no idea.
Yeah, so what happened with Edon? Brina, do you know?
Well, as a full-time part-time commissioner, I can only share so much. But as you guys may have remembered, Idan actually quit the league prior to it starting for this generation. He had returned the game back to EA, got his refund, but he was one of
Oh,
those
yeah.
people that returned the game and he was able to keep the file. When he quit at the time, we didn't immediately fill it. He had some back conversations with Timmy, came back in the league. But you know, halfway into the season, I don't think the success was there to keep him interested to stay. So it was just a mutual parting. If you ask some people, it's probably time. I think Idan has kind of gotten less active over the years. So all of best wishes to my brother. I know he's an international player. I believe he's married, he's got a family, so I hope him all the best of luck in that. And it seems like his Madden career is just over with us now.
Yeah, Edan gave me Russell Wilson last man, so I got nothing but love.
Yeah, he's always been a good trade partner. Never really was very active or competitive, but a good trade partner in that Edon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome trade
We
partner.
got two new members, both Broncos fans. So we got David, who's playing against Dallin right now. We've got other guy. Who's the other guy again? What's his name?
Fink. He's Ray Finkel. I forgot his name. I just see him as Ray Finkel
Oh
now.
shoot. Yeah.
I
Einhorn
know,
Finkel.
yeah. I already forget what his real name is because he's gone fully into the create a character for yourself mode. Hold on, what?
But
Einhorn is Finkel. Oh, his name is Austin. That's right, Austin.
double
Yeah.
Austin.
Yep.
But what are your guys' just quick impressions of the new members? I know we've had Austin for a few more days than David. But yeah, what you thinking?
David. Yeah, Austin's awesome, man. He's been active. I haven't really quite watched his games yet, but as far as like what we ask for every member is just come here and say what's up once in a while in the chat and kind of like participate. He's been doing that, so love to see that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't have very big shoes to fill. I mean, Kai, Edon, they were not the most active or competitive league members. I think, we have tons of room for improvement with these two guys, and they're already showing to be, great league members. So I'm pumped to see what they do for the league.
How do you guys feel the league is like? What's the position the league is in now? Do you think there's more to come? Do you think we've kind of trimmed the obvious fat? Do you want to see more turnover? What do you guys think? I know this is kind of a sensitive subject, and
I
this is
think
something that hasn't happened before, and it's picking up.
No, I feel like the ones that had to go are gone. I don't really feel strongly about other people like that as I felt against those two. And again, nothing personal, just kind of like never contributed to the league. So, um, but it's the league's in a better place. It's a lot more interactive. Like it's been a while when I don't get in the chat for a day and there's like 400 or 500 messages missed uh, on a daily basis. So you can tell there's a little more back and forth going around, not just Adam and Derek dropping Twitter links in there.
Yeah, dude. And I feel like with the league, I don't know. I don't know if this happened to you guys. Probably not. I'll just speak for myself. But I lost sight a little bit of how important it is that we're all Broncos fans in the chat and in the league. Like, I think that adding 2 more Broncos fans is just going to be. I think in the beginning of the season, I was like, if they're just active in the league, they can be good. Despite if they like another team, it's fine. But I'm more on the train of we need Broncos fans.
Yeah, if I think it just helps keep conversations going when the Broncos are bad, it's the off season, and we all can kind of share that like common interest. If I think of the ceiling of who our best non-Bronco fans are, I think of nice. What's up, Trout? I think of players like Jason, JJ, and Phil that have the personalities that can interact, but like there's some other non-Bronco fans in here that you're not talking specifically about the game they're playing, they just don't interact with us.
Yeah, no, I didn't mean to say it like anything against the non-Broncos fans that are in the league right now. I just think that going forward, and when we ever have an opening, like we should just bring in a Broncos fan like for that spot because I think it's like an instant way for them to connect with us. We have something that we can relate to them on immediately. So yeah, I totally agree though about all those non-Broncos like Derek, Jason, Phil, all JJ, all great.
I know we're gonna talk about Jason, or I'm gonna talk about Jason in a little bit, but I'm tired of this dude being so quietly good at every fucking Madden and always beating my ass.
Hey, I've been on Jason hype way before this big win for him. So
yeah, he's a dog.
I told you
he's
guys,
an absolute dog.
he's a good player. He's a good player, and he understands Madden. He's just he's kind of like me. I feel like a little bit because I can make a lot happen with a really good quarterback, like more than most. But when I don't have that comfort at the quarterback position, I kind of fall behind. So when he finds something that he likes in the quarterback position, like there's some players that will make any quarterback work.
Yeah.
But some people just need that style. So I'm glad that he's showing dominance in NFC right now and has a big win against one of the AFC juggernauts.
Someone want to read that comment? Like finally, for once, Trout usefully putting something in the chat.
No, yeah, Trout had a good comment. So he goes, low-key, it had been a challenge connecting with everybody after y'all have been homies for a long time. Being a Broncos fan definitely helped facilitate connections. It's funny that he says that, though. I feel like Trout came in the league a few months after we did. Well, it's not like we all knew each other for years,
Yeah.
You felt like it. We knew each other for 5 seasons.
Damn,
half a
decade. Seasons. Yeah.
Half a decade of virtual life. But yeah, boys, what else we got on the docket today?
Well, before we move on to Madden stuff, do you guys think the Broncos are going to win this weekend?
You don't want to know my answer, man. I literally don't give a fuck.
Yeah. No, I'm not quite there. I definitely care just because I know I'm going to watch the game and I know I'm going to suffer. But I've never been at in this place before where I just watch and I'm like, I have zero hope. I do not think there's anything that this team can do. There's show any kind of success. So right now, sitting here, like I want to be like, fuck the Raiders. Raiders at home can never beat us, but I have absolutely no hope and no confidence in this team. I really think we're about to get blown out, and I even hate
blown
to
out.
say that. Yeah, I think Josh McDaniels is about to extend his career.
What do you think, Will?
You know how people sometimes say, like, they talk about teams that are bad and they're just like, oh, that team, they just keep finding new ways to lose. Like, have you heard that expression before?
Yeah.
I wish the fucking Broncos would find some new ways to lose. I'm so sick of this, like 80 yards of offense, like 10 points, fucking 10 punts. It's terrible. I'm so
And I
sick of
said,
it.
yeah, I said this in the chat the other day. I was like, it's not like nothing has worked, and it's the same problem for so many years now, right? Post Super Bowl era, we've gotten good defense, bad quarterback, bad defense, good offensive players, bad quarterback. Like we have all the good coach or like veteran coach or a young coach. We had all these combinations of different things. Hall of Famer quarterback, first round wide receiver talent, all this stuff. We've had it like the
Joe
good offensive
Flacco.
line, and then yeah, Joe Flacco, the Super Bowl winning quarterback. We've had all these fucking combinations of everything, and we're always like, oh, if this is not fixed, then something else must be wrong, and then we fix that thing, and then that doesn't work anymore. I I cannot tell you how much hype I had for Broncos this offseason when the Russell Wilson news came out. I was shitting on all my friends. I was like, you guys are fucked. I have friends that are Kansas City fans and Raiders fans, like the Army buddies. And I was messaging them, sending them chats. I was like, you guys are fucked. I was going to make a trip out of Kansas City too for a Kansas City game. My buddy invited me like 3 weeks ago. I was like, I'm not coming anymore. So it's just so miserable,
Damn.
bro. It sucks.
So you guys can call me a bad fan for what I'm about to say, and I don't know if I think some Bronco fans feel like this. I don't know if you guys feel like this, dude. I'm like as far out on Russ as you could be. I feel like he's someone that married into the family, and I had all these great expectations about whether it be my sister or someone telling me like, "Oh, you got to meet this new guy I'm dating," and then you meet him and you find out he's lying about his job. The car really isn't his. Like all these stories I heard. Granted, they were dope over there, but man, I kind of just don't give a fuck, and I don't believe anything you're telling me anymore. I'm just so over it.
It's so hard to come in defense for us. It
Yeah.
is nearly impossible, right?
Well, we don't owe him anything, so like we have
No,
no real like proclivity to defend him. Like he hasn't done anything for us
Yeah.
except for
yeah,
take a huge contract.
Yeah.
exactly. Yes, true. But when I think about it, like deep down, I'm like, is it really possible for somebody to fall off so fast, off the
Yes.
cliff? Really?
Maybe.
Mobile
Maybe.
quarterbacks, yeah. Look at Cam Newton.
And Cam was 6 years younger, better athlete,
Yeah,
Yeah.
different, but
different.
just like
You guys are.
that's not a great example. But I mean, that's a
Yeah.
guy who was on a Hall of Fame trajectory who kind of fell off a cliff. I think who was kind of a dual threat quarterback like Russ.
But Russ was doing it good even last year. Even he was having success. It's not like Cam deteriorated over like I think what 2, 3, 4 seasons. I think his last season with the Patriots was like his kind of like gasp for air, trying to extend his football career. But I mean, we watched Russ. What was it, like 20 touchdowns, 6 interceptions last year? Like we'd fucking suck some mean dick for that right now. Quarterback that throws 27 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. So whatever it was, I don't know exactly what the stats were.
Yeah. I mean, I think some of it is just seeing the truth in the mirror, right? Cortland's not DK. Jerry's not Tyler.
No.
There's some other team level issues that aren't propelling Russ there, but like I also think at the end of the day, Seattle might have just done a really good job of getting the most out of Russ, and we might just be putting him in a position where he's not capable, or he may not be that guy that is a 50 drop back guy and dissects a defense or makes the right read. Um,
It it
yeah,
definitely does not like I feel like I could defend him a little more if Russ had different coaches and coaching styles while he was in Seattle. But
yeah,
the fact that he's only had success with one coach this whole time, it's such a knock on him right now. It really like puts a crack in his um legacy. And I think the DNVR boys were talking about on the pod saying if he plays like this for next 2 years or next 3 years, however this contract is before we cut him, this is gonna hurt his legacy. And they were like they were saying they don't think. I was like, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt it. I was like, if he doesn't turn this around starting next season, like I don't think he's a Hall of Fame lock anymore. I don't even think he
oh,
gets in.
he might miss it. I mean, if let's say he still plays 16 to 18 years, but there's only really those 10 years up front that are success. There's a lot of Super Bowl winning quarterbacks that had 6 to 10 years with one Super Bowl.
Yeah, and then they were bringing up facts that he's the most winningest quarterback in the first 10 years, and then they were bringing people like Eli Manning and Philip Rivers. They are probably gonna be Hall of Famers. I was like, Eli Manning had some of the most notable
Wins.
moments in NFL. Like
Yeah.
whatever Eli did, like that shit's in the Hall of Fame museum. Like
Yeah.
the helmet catch, the Super Bowls, that him spanking Tom Brady in the Super Bowls. That like the things he did, he made OBJ pretty much happen. So I think that there's a little different kind of I don't know, man. If Russ does not turn it out, me personally, I don't think he gets in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he's done enough.
Yeah. Anyways, let's. I think we talked about enough Madden. Let's get to. I mean, enough Broncos. Let's get to the Madden talk. That's why people
Let's
actually
do
tune
it.
into this show. But yeah, Broncos are ass. So I've got 3 questions. Levan, you've got 3 questions, and then I forgot to mention we've got we're gonna run through and do QB marriage counselor. So looking at the QB coach combinations in the league right now through half a season, we're after the trade deadline at this point, so everybody's locked in, okay, for the rest of the season. But just going forward long term, is this marriage going to last? Do they have some issues that they need to work through that we could possibly help counsel them through, or are they headed for a sure divorce and they need to get out as soon as possible? So
Nice.
we got these questions that we're going to get to QB marriage counselor. Is that good with you guys?
Yep.
All right, who's
All right.
first?
First question. I'll
doing
throw the first question to you
yeah.
guys. Yeah. All right. So NFC is as bad as we thought, better than we thought, or exactly what we thought?
Take it, Levan.
All right, I think it's exactly what we thought. Now, I don't think we expected the same kind of teams to have the success. No, I said that really bad. I don't think we expected the teams that are having success to have success, but as much success. But I think that's why we thought they were gonna have like 2, 3 good teams, and the rest of them gonna be struggling. And I think that's what we've seen. You have, I mean, we talked about NFC in the last pod. You have Adam, Dan, and Jason, and after that is a steep fall off. Kind of everybody's bunched together with like 5 or less wins.
Yeah, I'd hate to kind of just agree with his take and not add variety, but I agree. I think it's exactly what we thought. You can substitute one team for another team, but we knew the NFC was going to be top heavy and just kind of like a lot of bottom feeders based off of previous Madden projections. Yeah, like it's kind of more of what we've been saying. Someone's going to make the Super Bowl out of this conference. Someone take the lead, but I don't know if I'm exactly shaking my boots over more than one team out of that conference.
I was about to say, bro, Jason doesn't scare you.
Oh, that's it. That's why I said one team. What about you, Will?
I'm kind of with you guys. I like that we have 2 new teams that are going to shake this up for the second half of the season with David and Austin joining. They're both in the NFC East, so maybe they can challenge the Cowboys or at least put a couple losses in Dan's column. But I'm also looking at this kind of like middle class or the second tier of teams in the NFC: Lions at 5-3, Cardinals at 5-4, Caleb and the Bucks at 5-4, Commanders at 5-4.
About to be 6
Commanders are going to move.
probably.
About to be 6-4 if he takes out the Eagles here. Out of those 4 teams right there, Lions, Cardinals, Bucks, Commanders, which one of those is going to poke into this, top tier that you guys talk about?
I'll take the Cardinals just because they have the weakest division.
Okay, yeah, they're going to easily skate to either the 3 or 4 seed, right?
Yeah. I think we talked about how the NFC North, if you have to pick the toughest division, the NFC North might be that. So I don't know if the Lions make as much progress as we'd like. And I think Derek still has some unique things going on in that offense, and he's starting to accumulate scoring points. So I'd be interested to see how much damage the Cardinals go as they continue to develop Trey Lance.
Well, Cardinals are on a 5-game winning streak. That's crazy. They started
Man,
0-4 and won 5 straight. So I mean, they're obviously figured something out. Lions, they're having great success with not great, but they're having a lot of success with Desmond Ritter, the young quarterback, who's probably going to get even better and better as time goes along. And we all like how Edge plays the game. Um, but I think I'm still gonna have to go with Dallin because
yeah,
I think
that's what I was gonna say.
yeah, we've seen him be successful. We've seen him be constantly in the playoffs before, and he has the one of the best quarterbacks in the league. He just, if he figures it out, he's right now. He'll be after his game is over. He'll be at 6-4, 6-4. He'll probably, he will be in that fourth seed, in NFC, taking nope, not fourth seed. I'm sorry,
Five
fifth
seed.
seed. Yeah, 5 seed because Cowboys have the division. So I don't think they make the push for the division, but they're probably gonna be their first wild card team. That's my guess.
Yeah, I'm with you right there for every reason you just said. It seems like he's figuring it out a little bit with Lamar here. He's rattling off 4 wins in a row. So, yeah, I agree.
Yeah, and Lamar's obviously me looking at the stats every week. Lamar's been putting up very clean games. Nothing, nothing to wow. There's no like wowing stats as far as like air yards, but he's balancing pass and rush with Lamar. He's using what he's meant to do, which is be the dual threat quarterback, and then he's racking up some touchdown passes too. So,
All right. So, how about you? How about we move on to one of your questions, Levan?
oh shit. Okay.
Pressure, pressure.
All right, so we'll talk about quarterbacks. I love talking about Madden quarterbacks, right? The first thing I was gonna ask today is the way this first half of the season is over. We've seen some quarterbacks. All three of us kind of have like different type of quarterbacks, and I want to see what do you think is more valuable and more productive in this season: a pure pocket quarterback or the young, fast, get him out on a move quarterback? And I'd like to hear both of your perspectives because you guys kind of have exact opposites and they're both young. So go ahead and bring that. You start us.
Yeah, so I'll kind of start off. I think we all know Malik's probably, maybe other than Lamar, the best athlete at the position in the game. But if I had top picking, I think the prototype should be a pocket passer. I think you're even seeing someone like me that's, you could argue I know how to make a creative offense, or I can find ways to make things work for low rated players, but Malik is extremely difficult to use in crunch time, like to fully function as a quarterback. Um, I'm having to like rely on, you can call them gimmick plays, QB runs, like trying to make him more than what he is. But if the question is what's the better quarterback, I think it's I think it's a pocket passer.
Okay. And you think, I mean, just to make it clear, I think that was totally opposite in the last game, right?
Oh, for sure. I feel like
Okay.
last game you needed the X factor with escape artist, and you needed the athlete. You
Yeah.
needed to get somewhere on the field that the defense couldn't get to you in time, so you can make that great pass. With how kind of aggressive defensive pass rushes are now, like you're not seeing guys just dominate by getting the edge.
No.
Um, Look at the best quarterback in the game. He's Davis Mills, who doesn't really pop off the stat sheet in any regards, but you tie that in with a very competent user, the right passing stats, and kind of how Alex has mentioned, there's always a play. There's always a play to be had within the play. So I think the pocket passer better equips the user to make those right decisions.
All right, let's not suck Davis Mills' dick too hard.
Fuck
Will,
Davis Mills.
go ahead. Take it, take
Pick
us
your.
away. Give us your perspective, man. How
Well,
you
my
love Davis
perspective
Mills?
is, obviously I love Davis Mills, and I mean, you couldn't suck him. I already sucked him dry all day. So what I was going to say was, I love that. I love that it's panned out this way with pocket passing kind of leading the charge, because Madden told us this from the beginning. When the early videos came out about Madden 23 and all the changes to the gameplay and everything, it was all, you're going to have more control from the pocket. Like, we're going to give more, um, you're gonna have more ability from the pocket. So I think that's borne out in the start of not just Davis Mills, but of that we saw with Matt Stafford. Um, I was looking at some of the other quarterbacks. Trevor Lawrence is up there, and I know Joke rolls out a little bit, but yeah, I guess that's not a great example. But Rodgers is up there too. Rodgers has been killing it for Dan. Dan has just been flinging it from the pocket. He's got 26 touchdowns, 13 interceptions.
Mhm.
But I mean, it's been sick to watch the mobile quarterbacks too. Like one mobile quarterback that doesn't get enough. I mean, you talk about him, Brina. He's fucking Zach Wilson.
Dog.
Oh.
Phil runs with him a lot.
Yeah.
But he,
So-
he does design runs. He doesn't really like escape the pocket or anything like that. He'll just run up the gut like he's fucking Cam Newton in his MVP season.
Yeah, so that's what I wanted to ask you, Phil. Like we got my impression of the opposite quarterback. Do you think that the mobile quarterbacks still have a place in this league when it comes to the higher tier competition?
Yeah, yes. But you got to be so careful with these fucking quarterbacks. Like, I don't know about you guys. I love playing against fucking mobile quarterbacks because I know I'm probably going to get one fumble and they're going to miss a handful of throws. Like,
Not if you play Malik. He'll throw you picks, just not fumbles.
he doesn't fumble.
I think he's got like 75 carries with one fumble.
Damn,
So he does fumble.
Well,
You
for the
just gotta
most
run
part,
a lot
though,
more.
for the most part, wouldn't you say that quarterbacks, do tend to fumble quite often in this game?
Yeah. Malik's just a little tank. I just want to hype my shitty quarterback up.
Dude, he's not shitty. I was looking, I mean, for a mobile quarterback, 18 touchdowns to 18 picks, like 1-for-1. He's completing over 60% of his throws, averaging 250 passing yards a game.
I'm figuring it
So,
out.
yeah.
Levan, what's your thought on this? I feel like you have what some would consider the prototype hybrid. He's not the fastest. He's not the most pocket, but the throw power is something very special. But I feel like Josh is fast enough to be tempting. So what's your thought?
And that's the issue. The tempting part is the worst part about this because you're right. My instinct playing with Russell Wilson last Madden is to kind of like extend play as much as I can. And then, I mean, Will hit it kind of right on the head. Like those passes on the sidelines is very hard to make. You have to make sure that you're not sprinting. If you really have time, you got to just let him set his feet first. You just got to do so many more extra things before you just left and just press ready. You have to, some of those precision passing and stuff like that has less accuracy when it comes to when you're on a run too. So I've been trying to train myself to just stay in a pocket as long as I can, make that the broken plays are gonna be there. But if you have a quarterback that's mobile and he's not really a pocket passer, my advice to you is that just learn how to play from the pocket first. Learn how to play from the pocket first, and then if broken plays, that should be your second option. You should. I don't think in this Madden you can rely on that. Just roll out as soon as you can. Play style anymore. I think that's gone.
Did you guys hear when I was playing Beeve? I don't know if you were watching during the
was.
game when he was saying that the free form passing makes no difference. Like I was trying to sell him on using free form passing,
It
and he
makes
was like,
all the difference.
It does make so much difference. It's not even crazy. Who's his quarterback? Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Pickett, he's got to live from the pocket. Like Beef, you got to make free form passing your best friend, dude. That's how you're going to survive.
No, yeah, free form passing. Now, Will, let me ask you: do you use it on every?
No, not every throw. Not every throw.
Yeah, neither do I. Yeah, because sometimes it kind of bites me in the ass too. Like sometimes those passes will go like way outside of their catch radius and stuff like that. But okay.
Yeah, like I think the perfect example for that today is literally first play of the game versus the CPU. I ran a zig route with there wasn't even a defender over my receiver, so it was literally just get the ball to the receiver. I tried precision passing it with Malik to lead it outside, but his stats are so bad that he just laser lined that ball straight to the defender. That wasn't even within like 4 yards. So I could see why Beeve can say that shit doesn't matter, but like it's a mechanic in the game, dude. It matters. Kenny Pickett just sucks. Like you need to walk that razor's edge. And that's what playing with like a low overall quarterback is. It's living on a razor's edge. You cannot make mistakes.
So true. So true. All right. Great question, Levan. Let's move on to the next one. And this one,
Oh yeah, go
I'll
ahead.
go again. Yeah. This one hits close to home for you guys. So an AFC West team needs to do blank to win that highly competitive division. What do they need to do? An AFC West team to separate themselves from the pack and win the division. Levan, go ahead.
You gotta win the winnable games. You cannot drop the games. You cannot afford to drop the games that you're supposed to win. And I think Brina and I, especially from AFC West, are both suffering in this department right now.
Yeah.
I lost my game against Jarrell, which going into it, I thought I was capable to win, and then he proved me fucking wrong. So, and that hats off to him. That was not a fluky win. He beat me straight up. So, other than that, I dropped the game against the Chiefs. Another game that I thought I was gonna come out. It was gonna be not an easy win, but I thought I was gonna. I felt pretty comfortable going into the game. Kind of same thing, just like not a fluky win either. Just like he just ran right through me. So, I think I got to be a little more prepared to win some of these winnable games because when it comes to the division itself, we all know it's tough. You're not gonna get any breaks in the division.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, I'm in the same division. You got to win the games that you're expected to win. Going into the season, I'm sure Levon thought the same way, but I assume that I'm going to split probably the series with everybody, everyone in this division. You get one, I get one. But dropping that game to Jason. Jason's a great player, but if you're in the AFC West, you got to win that. So yeah, winning every game matters in this division, man. Like the reality is, there's going to be a 10 to 11 win team that probably misses the playoffs.
This is, yeah, for sure, 10-win team because this was a case last year in NFC conference. We had Edge missed playoffs a bunch of times. I was a 7th seed as a 11-4 team, 11-5 team. That's 7th seed. I'm barely making it, fighting, scrapping my way into the playoffs on the last season. And prior to that, even like I remember that I would have 6-7 wins halfway through the season, and I'd be like, oh shit, like looking at my schedule. I'm competing for that playoffs, and the same thing I'm doing right now. I'm looking ahead in my schedule, and I'm like, okay, some of these games that I thought were very winnable, now I'm kind of like gonna start worrying about. I want to like put some little more time scouting and stuff like that. AFC East, though, right? That's not the division you were talking about, Will.
No, I wasn't.
Just the West.
Yeah, just the
Okay.
West.
Gotcha.
Dude, I was looking at your guys' last couple games. I mean, so Chargers, you lost to like you said, Jason and the Falcons. He put up 45 points against you.
He absolutely
Raiders.
broke me.
Jarrell put up 45 points against you. I look around the AFC West, there's not a lot of defense being played. I feel like maybe the team that can get stops is going to win the division. Am I far off here? What do you guys think about that take?
Let me go first on this one, Levon, just because, and not to be a dick, but I know you've been struggling with defense all year. I like to think that my defense actually started off pretty hot. I don't know if it was the Justin Simmons trade, but even prior to that, I feel like my defense has started to soften up. But you look at the team that's red hot in the AFC West, it's the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs are winning these 30-10, 30-14 games. And it's absolutely, I think we all have the capable offenses in the West. And I think we're starting to see that the bigger outliers who has the more prepared defense. And I don't think either Levan or I right now can have that conversation.
I I needed the Jarrell to have that magic against the Chiefs this week, but fucking
It was close.
fail, man. No,
Oh
he
wait,
was
no, it
not
wasn't
even
close.
close.
No, it wasn't close.
It was
No,
not
he took
close.
care of he took care of the business, and I was looking at the score, and I was like, "Fuck, man, Phil's really running away with this division right now." Like he had, and to be honest, coming into this division, I never expected this high. I mean, I knew he was gonna be close, but I did not think Phil was gonna be sitting on top of Brian, myself, and RK. I
Let's
did
be
not.
honest. We all thought Phil was the 4 seed in this division.
I did.
There's no
I
there's,
did.
there's no shame in that.
No,
I'm
I
his
mean,
best friend. I thought he was 4.
yeah. Phil's shown, that he can play a lot, but he's never been that consistently top seed in NFC when he was on
He was the
he was
literal 1 seed.
Falcons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you talking about? Yes, he
No,
was.
I said yeah, he was once though. Yeah. And I was like, since then he was never really like competitively always in the playoffs.
I think he was.
Yeah,
think he
his
was.
Falcons were almost always in the playoffs.
Okay.
I thought he was the
JT.
one
Sorry.
twice.
Oh
JT
yeah,
had
one
like
with
2,000 yards almost
JT,
every
you're right.
season.
You're right. He made it once with Josh Allen and then once with JT. You're correct. Fuck. It's tough.
And I'd like, to me, RK will always be
Your
an
Your dad.
outlier. He will be my father until I can prove him wrong. But like, even the way he wins, man, just doesn't make sense when you see what the norm is within the league: low turnovers, balance, passing game. Right, the Alex school of Madden. I'm trying to adapt to the Alex school of Madden. RK, those rules don't apply to him. He found his quarterback that he likes. He's got his weapons, and every play is almost 4 wide or 5 wide, and he's
Chucking
he's
it
doing
up. It
he's
is
chucking it
crazy.
around.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta say, Broncos have only put up 13 points against the Jaguars, and they put up 13 points against the Jets in their last 2 games.
Both 1 win, 1 loss.
One
Even
win, one
worse than
loss,
real life
dude.
Broncos.
Yeah. So
So
if
funny when RK came into the chat and was just like so pissed about that win over Jarrell. Like that was hilarious.
oh, dude, like
I know.
Jesus, could you come off less douche? Could you come off more douchey? So
Yeah.
gay, dude. So gay. He was Mr. Oh, you can't say that word anymore. But dude scores 13 points and blows up.
Loses all his morals. His moral compass is spinning.
But Will, you're a top A. Let's remove Levan and myself just because we've dropped some games. You're a top AFC team. You could argue you got one more top AFC team in that AFC East division. Is RK right there with you? Is that play style? Is he lateral?
I don't want to disrespect RK. Like I think highly of the Swedes in my division, but they also have lost games that they definitely shouldn't lose. And and Timmy has not looked as like Timmy lost a joke. Okay, we'll give Timmy a little break because he's had internet issues for the last 2 weeks, it seems like. But Joke lost to JJ. Joke, didn't he lose to somebody else this season? So I think I have to put RK right in that conversation. If not, yeah, he's right with them.
Yeah. Is
Damn,
Phil?
speaking of the
Or do
devil,
you think he's more of an
RK
outlier?
game starting up right now. Broncos versus Titans, I believe.
Oh, all right, Logan, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh my god, that's a win. Fuck.
Nah.
This puts so much
K9.
pressure against. This puts so much pressure on me that I have to wait till Friday to play against Beef, and I have to win. If I lose this, that's it. I'm pretty much, punching my ticket out of playoffs.
Damn. You think?
Yeah, I'll be 5-4, and everybody else will be 6-3 or better. Well, Brina and RK will be 6-3, and then Phil will be 7-2.
So yeah, so we'll see.
I mean, when we talk about the top of the AFC right now, it's kind of Patriots and Steelers at the top, and then pretty much the entire AFC West plus the Swedes in the next tier. That's pretty much it, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Alex is leading the AFC South. So here, let me just get into my next question because it's kind of related to this, okay?
Yeah.
Before we get back to your questions.
No, you go.
So I had my question was, did Jarrell show you in that game that the Jags can be a playoff team this season? So think on that a little bit. Think on that for a second before you answer that. So kind of a bigger point here. Which non-AFC East or West team, so take my division out, me and the Swedes, take your division out. So looking at the AFC South and AFC North, which one of those teams could steal a wild card spot? I'll give them to you. Jarrell and the Jags, Beeve and the Colts, Logan and the Titans, Darnell and the Ravens, Trout and the Browns, or Scott and the Bengals. So,
Wow, that's a tough question.
Okay, that makes me feel.
Levan, why don't you start with Jarrell? Why don't you start with Jarrell? 5
Well,
and 5 right now.
Yeah, I'll be honest, man. Jarrell, let's see, he's 5 and 5. Yeah. Um, again, I kind of talked about his last pod, I think, but Jarrell's win was against me was as legit as it gets. Um, he was kind of like uncharacteristic of him. He was not. He was making very smart throws. He ran the ball well. He didn't had any, ill-advised forced passes. Like all of his passes, kind of like wide open receivers. So that he just needs to stay consistent with that. If he does, like he has the quarterback. We praised the pocket passers over the athletic quarterbacks, and Dak Prescott. It's funny because Dak Prescott, I think people are avoiding him like plague in the first round. Nobody wanted to take Dak in the first round, and he's turned out to be a really good quarterback to have for this specific Madden. So uh, between all this little clump right here, you talked about it. Jets, Jags, you got Texans, Browns. I'll probably take. Oh no, you said leave the AFC side of it. So yeah, between Jags, Texans, Browns, you got to go with Jags right now.
I was even excluding the Texans.
Yeah, I'd anticipate Alex not even figures it out, just some more time on the game. I know he started off 0-3, I believe. So that means he's 4-1 since joining the league. So I'm anticipating Alex taking that division.
Yeah, it's I also gotta give credit to the big fan of the pod, Trout. He's on a 3-game winning streak. He has something going. He has T.J. Hawkinson second in receiving yards. He's clearly really buying into his like tight end of offense with Knox and T.J. Hawk. So 3-game winning streak. He's just 1 game behind Jags. We'll see. We'll see. And I think he has some good wins too. I don't remember exactly, but I remember he beat some good teams recently.
Yeah, I know Trout doesn't like getting a lot of positive praise, but he's kind of playing within himself. I know he was kind of giving himself shit that he hasn't had the strongest competition, but kind of how Levan and I talked. If you know you're playing a team that you're better than, you got to win those games. Those are the games you got to take. Then he's
I
putting up
mean,
some stats. He's developing his players. Like,
his
why
last
not?
three
Why not Trout?
wins. Yeah, his last 3 wins came against Darnell, which was, we can all agree that's a freebie so far. I mean, Darnell hasn't showed to be a competitive player, not yet, isn't in their first season. Bengals, that's a good win. Uh, you know, knowing Scott, I think Scott is a very formidable, opponent. So getting a win against Scott is a huge. And then
Yeah,
Dolphins.
Scott could beat anybody. He just took out Stevie.
Exactly, yeah. So that's not an easy W to get right there. And then you got Dolphins, our new friend Christian, uh, who's shown to be you know, he's definitely not a freebie. I wouldn't put him in the bottom tier of the teams.
Well, he might be tanking. I feel like the Dolphins are low key tanking. Their roster is in absolute disarray. He put everybody on his team on the trade block. He's gone. He lost to Trout, which
2 touchdowns, 10
Trout's good, but
interceptions. James Winston.
yeah, he's
Trout.
starting Jameis Winston.
I mean,
Yeah.
what do you guys feel of this take? Trout's always had a good defense. He's just probably, when he gets in one of his moods, maybe one of the worst quarterback users in the game.
Yeah,
he
he
will
definitely
just give you the
self-implode,
ball. He will just give you the ball.
self-destructs. Yeah.
Yeah, I would like to know if Trout has any like come from behind victories, because I do think he tends to spiral when things start to go bad.
Yeah. Okay. So, what about you guys? Is that kind of like if you had to choose between Jarrell or Trout, which would you trust more to take that 7 or 6 seed? in the AFC playoffs.
I would love to just go through their schedules and go win loss, but
Let's do. Oh,
well, but Jarrell is so hard to project his games. I don't know
I
how to pick his
know.
games at all. He comes
Yeah.
up with the most random wins. Like
Yeah.
I never would have thought that he would have beaten you the other day. Like he beats Alex from time to time. Like he pulls out. He's beaten Arcade before, I think. Like he pulls out these wins that are just so unexpected. So I wouldn't even know how to go through his schedule.
If I'm making this decision, I'm letting the roster sway me a little bit. So I'm gonna pick Jarrell just because I really like his running back in Pacheco. I think he has a really nice quarterback, some good weapons, and it seems like he's enjoying his play style. I think we've seen Jarrell get frustrated in the past, where he gets obsessed with feeding Kenny, or he's this stat guy, and he's kind of just playing football lately. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Well, let me say this, Levan. If you're jumping on the Trout bandwagon for the last wild card spot, okay, make sure that there's a seat available for you, like for me, around there because he's got the Bills this week. If he can beat Timmy and be 6-5, 2, 3,
I'm scared. Yeah.
I'm buying a Browns jersey.
He'll be
yeah.
5-5.
5-5. My bad.
Yeah.
But then I'll start to believe if he can beat the Bills.
Yeah, he does. He definitely needs to beat somebody who's been, veteran in this league, who's known to be a good player, especially on the defensive side. So yeah, you're right. But that's another pocket passer. Joe Burrow. He's finally turned Joe Burrow's season around. So we'll see.
I'm glad Joe
Time will
Burrow is
tell.
on a relevant team and he's not wasting away on Edon's roster. So that's good. 16
he'll-
touchdowns, 9 interceptions in the last 3 games for Burrow. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, Levan, what do you got for us?
More towards archetype questions, obviously. So this next one's kind of like similar as my quarterback. But what do you think? Well, preferably, which one would you rather have? Elite speed or elite size? Like somebody who's just beefy and well around, or just somebody super, super fast and speedy and shifty? Brina, I kind of expecting what you're gonna say, but go ahead, take us away. What do you think?
So I'm gonna say something that you didn't even give me the option. So I feel like my best wide receiver right now is Amari Cooper. And my first skill player target, if you go back to the first draft, was actually Cooper Cup. So I feel like route running, release, take away size, take away speed. I feel like the route running and like being an actual wide receiver is what matters most this game, and that's what I'm kind of lacking throughout my offense.
What about you, Will?
Are we talking receivers or just in players, or what do you think?
Um, receiving options. So yeah, I mean, tight ends are all big, so there's not really
Receiving
like
options only?
two.
Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. I didn't hear you say that part. I don't know. I'm not
You have
like
Brandon Cooks, who's really fast and small size, and he's been most productive for you.
no.
92,
Alec Pierce has been
93?
more productive. He's
Yeah.
and he's 6'2" and he's just a big lanky white guy. Like
Let's go.
Okay, because
you need.
that's the point I was getting at, kind of, because when I was looking through some receiving leaders and stuff like that, right? There's not a lot of there's only like few guys that we used to seeing up there as far as like yardage. Obviously, you have DK Metcalf. He's 6'3", 230, 235, and he's dominating the league right now. And the second best receiver, shout out to tight end squad in Cleveland, is TJ Hawk, just barely behind DK Metcalf. And even after that, you have Chris Godwin. He's kind of like a route runner, but he's not a small guy. He's 6'1", 205, so he's kind of like a bigger size. And then Tyreek Hill is the pretty much only fast one in that top 5 players. Wandale, and then after that, it kind of gets in a little more fast. Wandale Robinson, he's 99 speed, I think, right, or 98 speed.
I think he's 95, if I'm not wrong. I don't think Wandell's that high.
Okay, but then you got 2 tight ends, Jelani Woods and Daniel Bellinger from the Jets. Like the top receiving options have been dominated, I feel like, mostly by size. So that's kind of what I was wondering, and that the biggest thing that I've noticed on my team, what's missing, because Brina, you said you have a route running is what's missing, and I have that. I have
Yeah.
that in the Deontay Johnson, and he's really good at right. He has a really nice release. It kind of like shakes off the defenders when they press him and stuff like that. But well, what I haven't I have Tim Patrick that went down for injury, and since then, my offense kind of like took a step back. I feel like because I didn't have the big target that I can just throw jump balls to and stuff like that. So, uh,
But you have Tim Patrick, and he's hurt in real life and in your game.
yeah, dude, he was out
Oh,
for like
it
6 weeks. He's
sucks.
finally back. I traded for another wide receiver, so I don't even think Tim Patrick's gonna see the field anymore, just because the other guy's like 7 inches taller than him.
Yeah.
Cool. Anything
But,
else?
I mean, we've kind of touched on this subject before through a different light. Is this kind of just jump balls are the quote unquote meta of the game? Is this why you're seeing a top team trade for a 6'3" safety? Is this why I'm targeting tall corners? Are we kind of
It
saying in the between the
it
lines that
is.
size is more
I don't
important?
think I don't think you call it meta, but for me, it is definitely like the play that I go to when I need the big play the most. So
Yeah.
when I know 3rd and 15, or if I take a sack and I'm like 2nd and 20, I'm like I need a quick pass to get a first down or pick up a lot of yards. I definitely look towards my big receivers over my shifty small receivers to get some like on the crossers and stuff like that. Because honestly, I've had a lot of success on them. Like I have a guy who's 6'7" and barely like 87 speed or something like that. But I'll just wait his slow ass to jog up the field and I'll throw it up, and then he'll moss us 5'9" corner easy. So that's definitely something I've noticed that's kind of like changing a shift, making a shift in this type of game, which I love because 6'7" guy should be able to catch a pass over a 5'9" corner easy.
Hmm. Yeah, when there's a disparity between the receiver and the defensive back, like a big height disparity, they really Madden really accounts for it. I feel like on these plays.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why Brina, you mentioned me going after a 6'3" safety. I mean, I was always I loved Chin, just like watching Dallin have Chin fucking dominate me in 3 games last year. It was like I knew that I needed to have him on the squad, and he's been a fucking monster, MVP candidate.
All right. So my final question. This one, I'm actually really curious to answer. Who is the serious defense on NFC? Who you
You
dread
cut
to
out for a
go up
second there.
against
Can you say
the
it
most?
again?
Yeah,
What did
I
you
was
say? Can
asking.
you say it again?
I was
So
asking
Levan's
AFC.
having some difficulties. I think what he's saying is who has the scariest defense from the AFC and who has the scariest defense in the NFC? Was that pretty much it, Levan?
Yeah, pretty much. I was asking who you dread to go up against the most.
Well, if I'll kind of let you guys talk on it right now, and you ask the question, Levan. But if I'm just looking at the stats, I don't want to play the Patriots. I don't want to play a dude that has 20 interceptions 9 weeks into the league. Like I just
One player, yeah.
eh, attention to the league. Stop throwing it to Chin. Like pick a new guy on his defense to develop. Like fuck.
All right,
It's
don't
funny.
gas me too much.
Yeah, it's funny
But
you say that, man. Chin has 20 interceptions. Patriots are number one in the league in interceptions. They have 43 interceptions on the season already. And guess who's the Guess who's second? I said guess, Will, not look.
I know. I got it in front of me too. I'm looking at the stats too. Brina, you guess.
I know it ain't me. I got like 4 of them things. I'm gonna guess Levan because he's kind of excited about it.
Nope, not even close. I'm
Joke.
not.
Who did I say is at the top of the AFC with me right now?
RK.
No.
No, Jesus fuck. Okay,
Joke.
it's Hank. It's Steelers. Okay,
Uh,
Steelers just behind me with 39. So it's funny to see that the top, the most, I guess the defense that forced the most turnovers are on number one and number two seed, pretty much kind of like running away with those top seeds from the rest of the AFC. Uh, but yeah, that kind of like tells me what teams I don't want to play. I dread to play. I mean, obviously, I have a personal reason why I dread to play Will, but when I look at this and I'm like, man, he just cannot stop getting interceptions. 43 interceptions on the season. That's wild. And then obviously same thing goes for Hank. Hank was another person I used to dread to play all the time just because he played such sound football. So him having so much success on defense again, kind of dreadful too. All right, what about the NFC side? Who you think is the most productive defensive unit? By the way, I just want to throw this out there. As far as like defense, total defense goes, AFC is totally dominating on the NFC side.
Mhm.
NFC doesn't seem like playing any football. I mean, any
Yeah.
defense.
I mean, I just played him, um, and I went. I'll be honest. Going into that game, I looked at his roster and I felt like my offense had the advantage. But of course, I'm going to say Jason. Right? He just dropped the hammer on me, shut everything down, shut down my running game, shut down my passing game. I think as far as the NFC goes, Jason should probably be mentioned as a top team and top defense. But I don't know if you guys might have any different insights on that.
Um, he's definitely up there in interceptions. He has 30 interceptions, but he gives up a lot of passing yards. Now he's really good against the run, against
Yeah.
the pass, not so much. But one team that stands out to me, I don't know if this is necessarily schedule issue or not issue, but stats against a weak schedule or weak opponents. But Cardinals are the top NFC team in defense. They're also at 30 interceptions, and they play really well against the pass and the yards, and the run. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think those are both really good choices. Jason is right near the top in points allowed, and then yeah, Derek probably has the best just all around stats from a defensive perspective. I haven't been too tapped into what's been going on in the NFC, like at that level, like on the defensive side of the ball. I think another defense that's right up there with them, and Brino, or not Brino, I'm sorry, Levan. We know this very well. A guy that's going to drag you into, kind of a sloppy,
Yep.
slow match, and a guy that's coming into his own here. That's our boy Lou. Lou
Big
Yeah.
just
Lou.
played. Lou just played Derek. He's right there behind Derek. I think. Like he lost to
Yep.
Derek 13-7. He's got a great defense too. He's got Miles Garrett, who he was talking about in the chat today. So
Who's
I
hurt?
think I think you guys are right that those are the top two guys, but Lou's like right there.
Hey, Lou
Yeah.
took me to a one possession game into the fourth. Yeah, Lou's a dog, dude.
Yeah.
He really is.
I think Lou's playing kind of like a Broncos type, he's really good at like bending, not breaking type of deal, but he lacks turnovers. That's his biggest weakness is that I don't know if he has no playmakers in the secondary that cannot snag a ball here and there, but he only has 16 interceptions on a season. But again, he barely allows any rushing yards. He's at less than 600, 550, and then he's really good against the pass too. And you're right, Will. He definitely deserves a shout out in the NFC defensive team conversations because we've known this for a while now. He'll definitely drag into the slugfest.
Yeah, he's beaten Jason this year. He beat him in week 3, 14-10.
Real quick,
And then-
before we wrap, what happens when Brady retires for Lou? Do you guys think Lou gets better or worse when he has to transition to a new quarterback?
Depends what he does at the free agency, trade, or draft. I mean, I'll never say he'll get better by getting worse at quarterback position. So if you get better, and this is a pocket passer league we're talking about. So, not Peyton Manning. Tom Brady's not a bad quarterback to have as a bridge quarterback right now because he does have the X factor ability. His arm's actually pretty live in this game. It's not like he has a weak arm, and his accuracy is probably all 90s or above. So, I highly I know if I was advising him, I'd be like, hey, use this time well to find a next quarterback and use Tom Brady as a bridge because he's definitely not hanging around more than 2 seasons max, right? No way.
Yeah, I think he'll naturally take a step back because Brady's rated high. Like the knock on Brady is that he's not going to be around a long time for you to play with. He's definitely good while you have him. So
Yeah.
unless he's going to find a rookie that's going to be like Quinn Ewers 2.0, or he trades for a guy. It's going to definitely be a step back.
Right.
So I like that he's relying on his defense. So who cares who his quarterback is? He's a defensive squad. That's where his bread is buttered.
All
All
right.
right.
Time for marriage
So-
counseling?
Yes. I'm pumped for this. So I'm pulling up the quarterback stats now. Some of these are going to be super obvious. We can just motor right through them. All right.
I feel like we should start with Malik.
All right. I think that's I think they are going to need to stay married because you have pounded the table so much about Malik. You've made it so much a part of your personality for this season that
Yeah.
you know, for him to be on another squad, just it wouldn't be right.
Yeah. Do you guys think it's a good fit the way I'm using him right now? Like, if you got, I feel like you watch some Charger games. Is it match made in heaven? They're working through some stuff, or should I move on?
It's
kinda
definitely
like
not
what
a
we
match
talked-
made in heaven. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up?
I was just going to say, kind of like what we talked about earlier, you're making it a little bit harder for yourself, like not using a pure pocket passer. So, like, you're always going to have to be doing a little bit more than other people would. You've done a good job, and you're good. You're a good player, so you can do it. But it's going to be harder.
Yeah, exactly. It's not perfect match made in heaven. It's tough to find a perfect match with a 66 overall quarterback. You know, it's hard to buy into that. So it's definitely a work in progress, but I do see bright future ahead of it. It's not like
Yeah.
yeah, I
Like,
definitely
this is the worst it's going to be. Like this, and this is the hardest
Yeah.
it's going to be. He's a 74 overall regular dev right now. Your number one priority should be getting him to star. Like that
Yeah.
should be above everything that you need to get him to star. Because if he's another season at normal, then he's probably going to be developing too slow for
Yeah.
him. Like you could have a better option. So you really got to get on that, and then it's going to be great.
And you already know what it takes for him to get a dev upgrade. You know, these dev scenarios, they're erratic. You never know where they come. But one way you can actually control dev scenarios is finishing in top of MVP race or finishing the top. I think what was it, top 5% in passing yards or passing touchdowns, stuff like that. Now I know you don't. He's not a passing quarterback, but I'm sure you can get the dev upgrade just like Rattler did with rushing stats. So you just got to dominate in one specific area.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who's next? Just you
Let's
want to
go
start?
with Davis
yeah.
Davis Mills. We can skip that. That's obvious. That's
Match
a lot.
made in heaven.
As
Yeah.
long as I can sign him. So I found out today that the three guys I traded for are on expiring contracts. So it's Davis Mills, Travis Etienne, and L'Jarius Sneed. Three very important guys. And so you can't negotiate with them until the first stage of off season. So what I did now, being an elite GM that cares a lot about his team and his players, I found out what they're interested in. I know Davis Mills needs a mentor at quarterback, so I signed Brian Hoyer. Travis Etienne needs to be in a certain scheme, and Sneed needs a certain scheme. So we totally changed our schemes for those guys because we really want to keep them. So as long as I can keep Mills in-house, as long as nobody steals him from me, I'll give him whatever he needs. That's going to be a marriage for 5-6 seasons in this Madden.
Awesome. Yep. Obvious. That one was obvious. All right, next one. Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence is,
man.
I think fucking joke is he's going to be the housewife that's always got, eyes for something else. Like, like she's got a great husband, he's got a fine job. He's good with the kids. He comes home on time. He gives her a good amount of attention. Like Trevor Lawrence gives you everything that you could want in a quarterback, but he's got eyes for something else. He's going to need to shake it up.
Yeah, you telling me if someone goes to Joke and they have like some 90 speed tight end part of a trade package, you don't think Joke will trade Lawrence away and be like, I can dev the next guy. I did it with Vandergriff. I did it with that. Yeah.
This is a classic. This is a classic case of when you think you're settling for somebody when you're not really. You always think you're better than that. Your other person, but you're like, I think I could do better, but you clearly can't. Trevor Lawrence is a great prospect. 24 touchdowns, 24 interceptions on the season. I mean, you cut some of those interceptions down, like 10. You cut 10 interceptions out of that, which probably happened in like 2 3 games. You throw those 2 3 games away, and you have really good quarterback play right there. He's second in passing yards, so he's obviously really leaning into that pass heavy offense, which he's always kind of done. So
I would put money he does not end with Lawrence as his quarterback at the end of the game.
yeah, uh, that would be a good bet. Yeah.
He started with him last Madden, didn't he? And he didn't keep
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Next, Aaron Rodgers from the Cowboys. What do we think? Does Dan stay married to Aaron Rodgers
I don't think
before
he
Aaron
can.
Rodgers dies and retires? Obviously, this is like marrying a 75-year-old rich woman that you hope gives you a nice inheritance after they die.
Well, it's pretty nice right now. I feel like Aaron Rodgers is letting Dan like drive around in his sports car right now
Yeah.
and go shopping on the weekends. Like it's been great so far dealing with this older quarterback here. Like he's 8-1. He's tearing up the league. I think he's going to see it to the end.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
the
like
only thing that is gonna do them apart is death. So once Aaron Rodgers retires, I think that's when they separate. I think before then, it's pretty safe to say they're gonna stay together.
do you if you're Dan, do you try to get rid of Rodgers 1 year early, then
Mm-mm.
write him out?
Mm-mm.
You just ride
No,
him
don't
out?
overthink this, Dan. Don't
Yeah,
overthink this.
no,
You're dominating. Don't
yeah, I
mess it
did
up.
that last Madden. I regretted it. I got him the next season. I thought I got rid of Russ season too early. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get a young buck. Got Zach Wilson. Still won like 11 games with Zach Wilson, but I was like, as soon as this I lost in the playoffs, I was like, I need my baby back, and I got jealous of Russ having success with the Texans, and then he slipped up a little bit with the Texans last man, and I was like, all right, bring him back, baby. So no, yeah, don't fall for that trick. Aaron Rodgers is probably going to be good for a season or two, into trying to like
And you don't
anticipate.
see the regression that much with the elite quarterbacks because they keep their abilities. Like, and I
Yeah.
feel like you don't even notice it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ride it out.
All right, Justin Fields. This is the interesting one, right? Because we're really close with Stevie, and we've heard some gripes about Justin Fields and growing pains. What do we think? Is this a marriage that needs counseling?
So before we even get there,
Okay.
it is if we redo this, does Stevie pick Justin Fields again? Do you think how Malik was that dude for me? Was Justin Fields that dude for Stevie?
Why don't you guys trade him? Trade to each other?
Maybe I'll take Fields.
Because you
I
want
don't know.
Malik.
Was Stevie like lasered in on Fields like you were Malik? Is that true? I don't know.
I mean, I
Stevie
feel
was-
like I feel like he was just really big on recreating the like big play, and he kind of dove into recreating, quote unquote Riley's offense or Fields to DK. But man, if this isn't a lasting marriage, they are definitely going through some stuff right now. I don't know if they're in therapy, but I feel like someone just got caught with their hand in the cookie jar and they got yelled at.
No, I think this is definitely a marriage going through a rough patch right now. But in the last couple of weeks, they've done some self scouting. They've looked in the mirrors. They've trying to work things out, and it's starting to look better. Okay, they're trying to communicate a little better. They're not just going to bed angry anymore. They're talking through some stuff. So it's looking up. It's looking up. I think this marriage will succeed eventually, but this is like Will said earlier about Malik Willis. This is the worst Justin Fields gonna be. It's gonna get better. He's young, he's talented, and again, you just gotta push it through. Push it through some speed bumps on the road.
Yeah.
All
But
right.
I'll take Fields, Stevie.
I mean,
no.
I know
You're
Stevie
staying
wanted
married to
really
Malik.
bad. Yeah,
Pump both of them.
this motherfucker, man. Dog, he's such a fucking fake. Your wife should be afraid in the back room over there.
Hey, if we're gonna talk about it real quick, Levan mentioned it. Number one tip for a healthy marriage: do not go to bed angry.
Yeah,
Talk
it's a
that
good
shit
one.
out before you go to bed.
It's a good
It's a good
tip.
one.
Yeah.
Also, I've done it though, so if it's a
Try
really good
not
one,
to. Don't
yeah.
make it a habit.
So I'll be honest. There's been days that there's been times where I don't, we fought so hard we don't talk for like days. Yeah.
I mean,
Sometimes you
Classic.
just need a break, yeah, and then eventually just like we just go on like nothing happened. But all right, back to the quarterbacks. Back to the important stuff.
good to know. Good to know.
All right.
Dak Prescott.
I'm gonna say
This
right
is
off the
tough.
bat,
Yeah, go
match
ahead.
made in
Go ahead.
heaven. Match made in heaven.
You think?
I think so, man. I think
Will.
so.
I think I'm with you because I like
Uh,
Jarrell. I'm thinking of his history. He had Tua basically all of last Madden, and then
Aaron
got
Rodgers too.
Rodgers at the end. Yeah. This time it took him a while. He test drove some quarterbacks, and now he's landed on Dak and has some success with Dak. So I think he's going to stick with Dak too for at least a little while.
Yeah, I think there's a marriage match made in heaven. I'm sorry. He came out earlier. He gave so much praise. He was like, it's like when you first post your love interest picture on Instagram, be like, "Love you, babe," or "Love of my life." That's what it felt like. He came out, gave him huge endorsement that said how much he loved playing with him. So, I think it's a long term commitment. Dak is here to stay in Duval County.
Duval.
All right, Jalen Hurts. Whoa, whoa, this is a shipwreck. This is going nowhere, buddy.
Yeah, dude, and this one is so weird because it's like I think of Caleb and he had Burrow's revenge, right? So Jalen Hurts is like he's the new stepdad husband coming in, and he was self-conscious about people giving him a hard time during the draft about taking Jalen Hurts. So Jalen Hurts is like the stepdad that's coming in. The old dad was super cool. Joe Burrow was super cool. The kids don't like the new stepdad, right? Because the rest of the chat was giving him a hard time. So he's walking into a bad situation. And it has not gone that well. 18 touchdowns, 26 interceptions.
I don't even think they wanted to start dating, and they just got married because they needed to buy a house or they had an unplanned kid. Like, I don't think this was a planned relationship from the beginning.
No, yeah,
Yeah, like maybe he.
this is like when you're moving with a girlfriend too early, and then it's too inconvenient to get a new apartment. So both of you kind of just force yourself to be in that
Yeah,
relationship.
like we
That's
can't
what
we
it
can't
looks
break the
like.
lease. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna pay
eventually the lease is
$2,000.
gonna run out, and they're gonna move out. They're gonna move their different routes.
Yeah, there's like a handful of young, exciting mobile quarterbacks. It's like Fields and Malik, the guys we've already talked about. Jalen Hurts, you could kind of talk yourself into being that, but he's kind of like the one that you don't want of that group. And it seems like Caleb kind of just like got stuck with him.
Yeah, it's just not really special enough at any one thing to fully lean on, I think.
Agreed.
All right,
All right. Next one down the list. Here we go. Josh Allen of the Raiders.
Oh, you want to go
let's
first,
hear it.
Levon, or
I
should
want
you
to
let
hear
us
what
go
you guys
first?
gotta say.
Yeah,
Okay.
no, we can't let Levan go first.
I think, although two great people, I do not think this is a marriage that will last. And I think we're starting to see cracks because we're hearing who's at fault. We're hearing it's this person's fault. We're hearing it's this person's fault. Two great people, great system, great quarterback. I just don't think they're a match. Uh, yeah.
So let me
Will?
say this. Right after the draft, like not within the week after the draft, I think conversations were being had, or at least Levan was talking with himself internally, that he might want to make a trade for like a Kyler or some quarterback that he thinks it might be a better fit. And I feel like if you're at a wedding and you're hanging out with the groom, right? And he's already got eyes for the waitress at the wedding, and he's like, "Damn, like that waitress got a nice ass." Like, you're like,
Thick.
this marriage is not gonna work, dude. If this is going bad or if you already got eyes for other stuff on week one, this shit's not gonna last. So I think unless
Levon,
Levan has crazy success, then I
weren't
think
you
they're
like
not gonna last.
weren't you kind of open to trade requests pretty immediate? Like even on the next pod, I feel like you were saying, I'm not going to trade Allen, but I'll listen to any offers that come through.
Yes, and you guys are not wrong, but you guys not right either. Obviously, I'm not looking to trade
Of
away
course.
Josh Allen, but if we're gonna do a relationship comparison, this is how this worked out. I had number 2 pick in the draft, and Josh Allen was number 1 or number 2 best quarterback in the game. This is kind of like an Indian arranged marriage thing. Like this is you have this place, and you're gonna take what's best, and what's best at that time was Josh Allen. Now,
Okay.
it is growing pains. It is what it is. But again, we're not, I don't hate having Josh Allen. I love having him. He's making incredible throws. So I'm not going to force myself into something bad. But again, if you were to call it a marriage, it's Brina, you'll be familiar with this. It's contract marriage. It's you get something, you get some good coaching and good stats. Hopefully, maybe maybe not this first year, second year, maybe we get you an MVP. But just you never know what's coming.
Nice. Good to know. Good to know.
Okay, this is an interesting. Are we second on Josh Allen? Sorry, go
I
ahead.
just wanted to say one last relationship kind of little analogy. Has the behind the back cheating started happening yet? Are there some DMs of teams
It's
sliding in
It's an
happening?
open
yet?
relationship, okay?
Open
It's an open
relationship.
relationship. Leave the keys in a jar.
All right, Matt Ryan, 16 touchdowns, 47 interceptions for the Saints. I feel like this one.
Yeah,
God,
this
I
is
don't even know if this is a marriage.
yeah, this
Yeah,
is not
this
even
is
a
a-
marriage. This is
Yeah, agreed.
This is a fucking
kind of like
hooker
the
that
same
you
comparison
paid
I
that's
made.
staying too long.
Yeah, okay, there we go. That's a good one. Yeah, just
That is good.
a hooker that is very cheap and is about to. Yeah,
Soft
47
Segi.
Trout. Yeah,
Damn.
Soft Segi.
All right, this one's more interesting. Let's move on from the Matt Ryan.
Oh,
Zach Wilson.
it's a match made in heaven. This is a good one. It's a perfect fit. I mean, this is the highest rating in the league, 132.3 rating in the league.
Wow.
League best. 77 completion percentage, 18 touchdowns, 8 interceptions. Obviously, he's averaging like 275 yards per game, which is more not at the bottom. It's around the mid tier. So this guy's having perfect season for this football team right now, leading one of the most stacked divisions in the league, and I don't see this marriage ever breaking off.
But let's be honest. Why is this working? Why are they so in love? Why is this marriage so successful? Like Phil got so much shit when he drafted Zach Wilson 8 overall.
Deservedly
Why is it
so.
special?
Yeah, I don't think he gets. This is like again going back to the relationship. This is like they were gonna fall in love with. You thought for somebody they fit, but eventually once you get to know each other, live with each other for a little bit, you're like, oh, okay, we are actually perfect together. But the right pick was still Justin Herbert at the place. There's no question about it.
I don't know. What do you think, Will?
You don't have to agree, dude. Will, what you think?
I like what you guys are saying, and I like when people in the league kind of put their stamp on something that's a little unconventional, and then they just ride it out. Like Phil's like, I don't care that you guys think I overdrafted Zach Wilson. Like he's my guy. He's had an awesome start. I'm winning this fucking division that you guys thought I'd be fourth in, and I'm gonna stick it to all of you guys. I love that shit.
It is pretty cool.
Here's the but.
But I look at Zach Wilson, and this might be a clerical error or something. This might need to be changed. But he has only 1 year left remaining on his contract. He has an expiring contract. That definitely has to be changed, right?
It's going to be edited and corrected.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so not an issue. Because I was looking at some of his motivations and stuff, and it's like big market, and Kansas City is not a big market. Like all of the motivations were all against. But ruling that stuff out, I think it is a match made in heaven for all the earlier reasons I said before the but.
Wow, we have three of the best quarterbacks in the AFC West are kind of bunched together. So let's move on to the next one. Justin
If it's
Herbert of the
Yeah,
Broncos.
match made in heaven, right?
Yeah, this is perfect, right? This was meant to be. This is like somebody you always hope to end up with, like the high school hottie. They're like, man, I hope, I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to pull that. And then you guys graduate and meet at the bar one day, and you like hit off, and now
Mhm.
you guys are like 20 years into the marriage and just
Yeah, I think
high school, almost high school sweethearts.
RK near damn jumped through the screen when the Zoom meeting when Herbert fell to him.
Yeah,
Uh, the
yeah.
stats are there, the production's there. Some controversy in the game today. What are you guys' thoughts on running plays that are banned in weekend league in here? I'm not so
What happened?
explain.
well. I feel like you play probably more MUT than some of us will. I guess in the higher competition of MUT, there's like certain plays that are banned, or like higher levels of competition that are banned.
Hmm.
And one of my scouts just sent me a clip in RK's game today where he was running this play. So just say it.
What was
Just
the play? What
I'm
was
Yeah,
just
the
gonna
play?
say
what
it
you
out
gotta
there because
find
it's in
out.
my play. It's in my playbook too.
This guy. Just say it because
Yeah.
we all gotta look it up later.
Nah, nah.
Are you really not going to say?
Of course
So you're
not.
just going to bring it up. You're going to bring it up. You're going to out yourself, and then you're not
Yeah.
even going to say what the play is.
Correct.
All right.
We got to keep some
So,
drama on the pod,
and
baby.
your question was, should it be allowed?
I don't even really have a question. I was just looking at my phone.
Look this guy, fucking jackass.
Yeah,
Oh
but
man.
it's a match
Okay,
made in
well,
heaven, dude. Like RK's always had big, wide open offenses. He got what, the third strongest throw power in the game? Is Herbert the third strongest?
dude,
It's up there.
Justin Herbert is literally almost a like identical clone of Josh Allen. He's like the same quarterback except a superstar and you're
Blonde
younger.
hair. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So
it's great.
yeah, he's this is a good match. Obviously, last couple of games has been on not how he usually plays. He puts a lot of points up. The last couple of games has been a low scoring game, defensive uh, slugfest. But 16 touchdowns, 12 interceptions on season, 91 passer rating. Here's the thing: only 56% completion percentage. But this just tells me that this guy is all about just big plays. Yep, just get first down incomplete, second down incomplete, third down 20-yard completion. Just
Jelani
like
Woods.
big play, big play, big play. Yeah. So that's the only crack that I might see in that marriage that eventually might turn into some kind of frustration. But as of right now, again, like this is the girl you never thought you were gonna hook up with, and ended up pulling who's
It's a
totally out
great
of your
one.
league later, right after high school. So, all right.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kyler Murray on the Bengals, newly acquired. And I'm going to say that this is headed for a divorce because
Yeah.
I think the Kyler's going to end up on the Raiders in this Madden. I do, honestly, at some point.
What?
So,
Yeah.
yeah,
If
honestly,
we're
I do.
if we're continuing marriage kind of analogies, I think Kyler's a great spouse, but he found an abusive husband in Scott.
Oh,
I think Scott's gonna beat up little Kyler. Is gonna blame Kyler for some of his own mistakes. And yeah, I think Kyler will be on the move. If not this offseason, probably the next.
damn. Does Scott want to blame his quarterbacks for his mistakes?
In my experience, yeah.
Damn. All right. What do you think, Levan? This is a quarterback that you love and that you have eyes for. This is your neighbor's hot wife that
Ooh,
you
neighbor's
know,
hot wife.
Chill,
You
dude.
saw her
you're always
get out
checking
of the
her out.
pool.
Yeah, and you're just like you're to your neighbor. You're like, I know you like my wife. Like, I like your wife. Why can't we both make each other happier? You know?
I've
All out
heard
of
of
pit.
this
All
situation
out of
before.
pit.
No, I mean, no. This is let's see. How can I compare we can make here? This is probably a person that you're like, what could have been? What could have been with that person? You always sometimes you look back and you're like, I had the same pick. I could have anybody. If I picked this guy, would that been better for my future? But it's
times.
it's never reality till it happens. If it does happen, it happens. Whatever. But as far as Bengals and the Kyler, I agree. I don't think this is gonna. He doesn't even have to end up with the Raiders. I don't think this stays. This marriage stays happy
Why
for
don't
two.
Why don't you think that? Why not?
He's gonna break it up.
No, other
Uh,
than that,
no immediate success. When you get a quarterback of that caliber, I feel like you expect to like win some of the easy winnable games, and then when you drop some of them, when you have bad performances, you're like, oh shit, okay, now I think Brina kind of said it. Like first place you go is blaming the miscues your quarterback made, and Kyler is not a perfect quarterback, obviously. Like he's the guy that you can run around with a lot better than others. We talk about pocket versus um running quarterback, but Kyler's not a pocket passer at all. You almost have like no success from a pocket from with Kyler. So if you're not that guy that likes to go around and extend plays outside, then you probably gonna have a little tough time developing him what you want to do. So
all right. What about Kenny Pickett on the Colts?
that I mean, that's like when you're down south in Alabama and your dad and mom make you marry your sister. You have no
Yeah,
choice.
yeah.
You're
It
born
doesn't
into
matter what we
it.
think; they're dying together.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're gonna
facts,
have they're
facts.
gonna have Cyclops fucking ugly babies together, but
Just
they're
little
gonna be together.
small-handed kids all over
Yeah,
Indianapolis.
yeah, yeah.
All
Does
right, Mac
anyone
Jones on the
see
Eagles. We can skip.
any positivity in Pickett's future?
Dude, no. This is
No.
13
No.
touchdowns, 32 receptions. Like kids not got it, man. It's just
Yeah.
not happening.
Cool. Next QB.
Mac
Mac Jones.
Jones. We can skip. We can skip
Yeah, we
that
don't
because
know.
that's Eagles. We don't know.
We don't know.
Joey B. All right, Trout. Joey
Trout
B.
season.
And a Trout.
I
Will.
feel.
Oh,
Go ahead.
Brina.
Let's go. I feel like this is a fling made in heaven, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I don't think Trout's married anyone yet. I don't think we've seen Trout settle down, but this is the most excited we've seen him be about a quarterback. So, like, I think our boy brought home a girl he finally wants to introduce to mom. So,
Yeah, right. He's your friend that's always single, that's always just bouncing around. But then it's just like, oh, he bagged this really hot chick, and he already posted her on his Instagram like after a week, and like, oh, they're going on vacation together, like out of the country already. Damn, this is crazy. But you still know in the back of your mind that's your boy. That's probably gonna kick her to the curb at some point and move on. So I think
dirty dog.
yeah, we gotta know that it's Trout. It's our boy Trout. He's not gonna be tied down.
Yeah, yeah. I feel the same. I think it's a fling made in heaven. I think they're in the honeymoon phase right now. Things are good. He's winning games. He love, but as soon as he checks her phone and there's some old friend that she's hitting up, and you're like, what the fuck? And then now things start spiraling out of control, and now you're starting getting like a little suspicious of like, oh, is Joe Burrow actually good? Is that why I lost that game? Going back to it, that's when the chips, in your
Yeah.
relationship start turning into a little cracks, and then after that, eventually, we all know Trout. All right, Matthew Stafford. This is an interesting one. Got benched, I believe, already, right?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we know the answer to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Got replaced.
I guess move on from that. Jordan Love. Oh, love, love, love. What do we got to say about that?
I mean, I'll go first just because I'm having deep conversations with JJ. I think I think this is a scenario where it's what did you call it earlier, Levan? A scheduled wedding or a what was the term you used?
Arranged
Arranged
marriage.
marriage.
I think
Yeah.
this is an arranged marriage out of pure pride, where JJ is telling himself, "I can make him work because I've made other quarterbacks work before." So I think this is an arranged marriage. They're going to have some hiccups. I don't even know if they'll be happy together, but I don't think Jordan Love is leaving Green Bay for a while.
What quarterback has JJ made work?
Exactly.
He just made that point. Okay. JJ made Josh. No, not Josh. That was Phil. Who made JJ work?
He got Kyler in the last season. Couldn't really
For the
do much
last
with
season.
him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was terrible with Kyler.
He had Daniel
was-
Jones for a small stretch. He
For
went
most
through.
of Madden 22, he had Daniel Jones on the Steelers. He
Yeah.
had Brady for a minute, I
Mhm.
think.
Correct.
Yeah, but you don't make Brady work. I mean, if Brady was good, it's probably because he was a super high rate quarterback. But I mean, he's not having a worse season with him. 20 touchdowns, 19 interceptions, 66 completion percentage. So it's not the worst, not the best, but it's like around the middle.
Yeah. And I think that'll be just enough hope to keep Jordan around for a while.
Okay. Tom Brady next for the Seahawks. We kind of touched up on this earlier. We think this is just, just to get you
long as it
by
lasts.
till the lease is up, so you can move into it with the new girlfriend eventually. But she's good. She cooks you. She washes your dishes. She washes your clothes. She folds your laundry. But she's just not that good looking anymore.
Sad.
She gained some weight. Yeah, you're ready to move on.
Yeah, but the good thing is, I don't know if you guys have been scouting, but there's a lot of attractive women moving into the neighborhood,
Yeah,
in this draft
exactly.
class. There's a lot of
Yeah.
quarterbacks, so
Yep.
we'll have options.
Oh, this is a good one, boys. Trust Lamar Jackson and the
Oh,
Commanders.
Is this a good one? I feel like Dallin can't even give Lamar away. He's been begging people to send him trade offers, and Lamar's been aggressively on the block all season. We all know this, right?
I know nobody
Yeah.
wants him apparently.
Yeah, I feel like they've been getting their marriage counseling. They've been talking to friends that went through rough patches. They're doing everything they can to make it work. They're telling everybody they're staying together for the kids. And we just don't see the romance. We don't see the connection. I feel like they're doing everything they should. But
I feel
yeah,
like the marriage counselor has been working a little bit. They're starting to work things out. They're communicating a little better. Okay.
okay.
They have three times a week scheduled marriage counseling. They go and talk to a professional. They're not giving up, obviously.
Yeah.
That's what it looks like. And it's transitioning into nobody's forgotten to pick up the kids, wife's making dinner, the head coach is bringing in the groceries, never forgetting the milk. So things are looking up a little bit.
Levan really, I'm starting to notice something. Levan really big on women making him food in his life to be happy. Hey, me too, bro. Me too.
Well, dude, I was texting Levan. I was like, "Yo, when do you think you're going to be able to pod tonight?" And he was just like, "Oh, I'm waiting for dinner, and then I'm going to eat it." So I guess your wife was just making you dinner. I was like, "Damn, I'm fucking cooking right now. Like, must be nice. Must be nice."
Yeah, it is. Why? Shout out to my wife. Always has me fed nice and well, so can't complain in that department. All right. Moving on. Ryan Tannehill with the Bills. Is there much
I've
to
got
say
a take
about
on
this?
this one.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's hear
You
it.
go first, Will.
So this is in my division, of course, right? We know that this is Timmy's quarterback, and I was texting him about it, so I was trying to see what he said exactly. But
Great
basically, no, I'm sorry. Basically, what my take was there are some guys out there that get a girlfriend and they get a good-looking girlfriend, right? And she's hot. And they go out to the bar, and there are other guys that are looking at the girl, or their girl posts on Instagram, and the Instagram's got like 500 likes, and there are guys that are commenting on the Instagram, and it makes them uncomfortable. And while the girl may be great and the relationship may be okay, the guy's always a little uncomfortable and self-conscious about the whole thing. And they're better off if they've got just like kind of a mediocre looking girl who they know is not going anywhere. They can kind of just stay in their lane together, and you don't have to worry about anything. You don't need to worry about other guys, or you don't feel threatened. And I think that's kind of where Timmy settled in with Ryan Tannehill.
Look at that comment. Let's go, Trout.
Yo, Trout just crushed it. It's so funny.
I'm not scared of getting canceled. I'll read this one out loud. Plot twist. Timmy's gay.
Oh, that's great. I'm sorry. That
So
was a
are
good
you
one.
saying Tannehill is she the new 5? Or
Yeah.
yeah.
Tannehill is
Yeah.
that perfectly mediocre quarterback that is perfect for Timmy. It doesn't get him out of his comfort zone. It just, he
He doesn't have
keeps
to
him
try hard for her.
Yeah, Keeps him
He's not
within
afraid of
himself.
somebody else coming, showing interested with him. Yeah, it's just a safe option. Till something better comes along.
Doesn't gotta
Exactly.
impress her with the long ball.
All right, next one: the New York Giants and Kirk Cousins.
Skip.
Skip.
Yeah. Contrast bench Sam Howell. Okay, we can talk about this one a little bit. Or is it too soon?
How does he
Um,
already have 18 touchdowns?
I mean,
Adam's a
it's
dog.
1,800 yards almost too. So
I
Yeah, I
thought
mean,
he's
there's
only
only
been playing in like, I didn't realize he's been playing in like 8 games, 7 games. Where's he been
maybe
playing?
was he traded? Maybe
He
he
must
Yes.
have
played.
been traded.
he was traded on.
Oh, 49ers. He started on the 49ers
Correct.
with Spence.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can move on. I guess not much
Yeah.
data on this.
Well, I know Adams.
Jacoby.
I was gonna say I
What?
know Adams very excited to play with Hal and for how cheap he got Hal. So I think there's a lot of passion there. So we'll see in the coming weeks if it's a lasting relationship.
Okay. Jacoby Brissett. This is an interesting one with the Steelers.
Man, Will, if you talked about Timmy needing a 5 to like root himself, Hank fucking chose a 2. Like, but I
Well,
mean,
I don't even think Hank's quarterback would matter this season. Like he's feeding the run game. This is an irrelevant position for him this year. And I think draft guy Hank loves to draft. He's eyeing up the new girls in the neighborhood too. Like he's got his eye on somebody in the draft.
yeah, that's exactly my thoughts.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's gonna be a breakup, so divorce soon. All right, Lions and Desmond Ritter. Chat is saying that this is a good match. What do we think?
We haven't said this in a while. I think it's a match made in heaven. I think if you need to develop a young rookie, there's going to be ups, there's going to be downs, like any relationship. But I kind of trust Edge to just say this is my dude and lean into him and dedicate to him, and tied in with his receivers. I think Desmond's going to be a very happy man married to Edge.
Yeah, I think it's a match made in heaven. Also, this is a long marriage, long lasting marriage that they're gonna have a lot of kids together. Big Christmas and Thanksgiving dinners together. No, weaknesses in a marriage. It's gonna be a good one.
All right, Brina. We know you got to go, so appreciate your time, bro. We're gonna finish out the rest of this list, but
Yeah, for sure,
thanks for joining
guys.
us tonight, bro.
Always a pleasure. See y'all next week. I shouldn't miss a game, but later, boys.
Later, family.
Family.
All right, well let's run through these real fast. Desmond Ritter, match made in heaven. Tua
Yeah.
Tagovailoa. Tagovailoa.
Match made in heaven because I know that he's got a loyal wife in Alex. Alex
Yeah,
doesn't
he
make
does.
trades.
Yeah, yep. He's a traditional. This is a traditional marriage. You signed the dotted line. Swore in front of God that you're gonna stay with this person for the rest of your life, and I don't think anything gonna change that. I agree. Patrick Mahomes to the Rammies. A lot of CPU games probably gonna stay. Trey Lance and the Cardinals. This was a newly acquired quarterback.
This one is such a tough one.
It is.
What do you think? I don't even know what I think about this.
He's on a 5-game winning streak with this quarterback. Maybe not 5-game, but he has at least like 3 or 4-game winning streak with this quarterback. So clearly, this is something new fling. The sparks are flying. The chemistry's there. You love what he's seeing right now, but you also see some of the downfalls. You see some of the weaknesses in Trey Lance's game. You're seeing him throwing a lot of interceptions. He's not really carrying the team. Barely has not even 1,700 yards and under 190 per game. So he's not the shoulder you're gonna go cry on. That's not gonna be there. Sometimes you might need a dinner at home, but your girl's out partying. She's not there for
Mhm.
you. But she's hot enough when you're like, just keeping us going. Just keeping this train moving. We'll see what comes of it.
Yeah. So you think they're kind of still feeling each other out a little bit?
Exactly. Yeah, they're in that little feel each other mode right now. Once the thing is, this is not I mean, depends how many years they have on their contract, but is this that long term or is this a short term? I don't think you can really count on him to give you short term success. You gotta kind of like buy into it and develop him. Um, what do we know of Derek? Derek's quarterbacks. He couldn't even commit to Trevor Lawrence last year. He's franchise, real life franchise quarterback. So there's definitely not a ring in sight coming in. This is gonna be like a long engagement, 8 year engagement, and then
Hmm.
finally, if it works out, finally put a ring on it. All right,
I
next
hope it
one.
works out. I want to see Trey Lance be good and relevant.
Yeah, me
I
too.
worry that Derek doesn't have the patience for it, though.
Yeah, Derek, stick with it, buddy. All right, Derek Carr. Speaking of Derek, irrelevant. Deshaun Watson. Oh my God, this is a sad one.
Yeah, it has been a sad start. Is there any chance for a happy ending here?
No, I mean the funny thing is I don't think anybody wants this girl either. I feel like people feel icky about him because
Hmm.
he's already damn only 5 years experience. Okay, I guess he's not that old, but he doesn't have abilities. He's not great at anything really. He's kind of like okay all around. So it doesn't really like when you go out and look for a new girl. Not like this is not at the, nobody's at the top of the list. It's like everybody's bottom of the list. So I don't see anybody making a big bomb trade. I don't see current owner wanting to move from him either because it's a safe option still. But it's clearly not working. But in this case, I think it's not the quarterback that's the problem. Sometimes you go through girls, and then eventually you realize you're the problem, not the girls. Um, I think there's gonna be they're gonna stay together just by default. They have no other options, and I
Yeah,
think that we got a couple of more obvious ones. Russell Wilson and 49ers.
I don't even know. Fucking Spence is struggling.
Yeah, Spence started off really good with Sam Howell. Um, I guess he was a couple of CPU games mixed in there too, but
Yeah, I don't think he started well at all. I don't think he's had any real bright spots this Madden. I think he's like 1-6-1.
fuck, damn, okay, shit, that
Yeah,
sucks.
but I mean, we're down at the bottom of the list, so we're not going to find a lot of marriages at the bottom of the list because we're
No,
working top to bottom in stats right here. So these guys have not been successful. I think the only
but this is
ones.
But you got to think about this is another player that kind of like really takes the marriage seriously. He this guy stuck it out with Max Jones. What? Not Max Jones. What was his name? Broncos quarterback last Madden. Somebody.
Oh, not Mac
Ma-
Jones or not Max. Fucking what was his name?
Yeah, I should know this.
Like a drafted guy that Spence drafted.
Yeah, he was a quarterback that clearly
Didn't he have a guy? Wasn't
not
there like a Harrison Bailey guy? Wasn't that one?
really Harrison. There's another one though. I swear there was another one.
Max Johnson, something like
Max
that.
Johnson.
I don't know.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
sounds right.
yeah. Like he really commits to his growth for a long term. Really gives them the biggest benefit of the doubt. So I think Russell Wilson is safe to stay here for at least foreseeable future, but definitely not match made in heaven, and I don't think it's gonna work. Taysom Hill with the Titans. I mean, you're just waiting a reason. You're just waiting a moment to kick this bitch out the house. Like you're ready. We talk about the new girls moving in the neighborhood. He's been eyeing that. He's been eyeing new girls. He's been looking. He's been talking to them. He's been going on dates with them. This is just somebody who's again like a lease agreement that you can't wait to move on from him.
Oh yeah. Is
And
RK's game still going on?
I don't actually. Let me switch over to Twitch. And no, it's over.
I'm a damn. I wonder who won.
Yeah.
Herbert to 97 throw. Yeah, no. RK definitely won.
Fuck. Come on. This is terrible news for me. I'm the last one to play on my division. I
When are
mean,
you playing beef?
but you cannot play till Friday afternoon at the earliest. So I mean, I can play in the afternoon.
Oh,
So probably
killer.
Friday in the evening. Yeah, Advance is what, Saturday morning, I think. So
Hmm.
yeah, the Broncos won 6-3, 39-17. All right. I
All
think
right, bro.
that's
Good
gonna
pod.
wrap it up for us, right?
Yeah, I gotta go to bed. It's late.
Yeah. Long pod for the boys. Hopefully you guys enjoy today's conversation. We're gonna bring some of these questions for the next pods. Probably we're gonna use these to fill in some of the filler pods. But you guys know what to do. If you guys got a topic you want to talk about, you want us to talk about, hit us up. We'll talk about it. But other than that, catch you next time.